worldwide lockdown in response to the coronavirus may be the greatest mistake in history. Joining me now to talk about it is the host of the Dennis Prager Show, founder of Prager University, whose movie No Safe Spaces is streaming now. Dennis Prager, thanks so much for being here. We love having you on, Dennis. Okay, so you say, and you've written an article where you say the lockdown is not only a mistake, but you say it's possibly the biggest mistake the world has made. Why?
And I wrote that a few weeks ago. Now I'm more certain than ever. It may very well turn out, and it may have already turned out, but it's certainly over the course of the next few months, and certainly the year, more people in the world will have died because of the lockdowns than because of the virus. And when you realize that there were no lockdowns in 1969, when 100,000 Americans died, and I remind you, much smaller population in the United States then, so that might be equivalent to perhaps 150,000 today. No lockdowns. We live in a different age. We do not value freedom because the left is in charge. The left has never valued freedom, from Marx to the Democratic Party today. It is simply not, it's not one of their values. They may believe in equality, they may believe in government, but they do not believe in liberty. I wonder how many people on the left, and I distinguish between left and liberal, how many people on the left in their hearts value the idea, as this is Memorial Day weekend, that people died for liberty. We're not even prepared to live for liberty. This is the most serious crisis in American history since the Civil War.
Well, you know, Dennis, there are many people who say, you know, that this is a civil war and it's getting worse and worse. People may be not raising arms, but this is as pretty much as divided as it gets, where people for the first time are feeling that these people that we've elected in government, who have no experience in science and have no experience with anything like a pandemic, are deciding rules that are nonsensical. So you've got this Whitmer governor in Michigan who says, you know, you go to Home Depot, but you better not go to church. And all of these places telling people you can't. It's almost like religion is under attack, capitalism is under attack. You can't go to work even if you want to, even if you protect yourself. What is their end game here?
I have spent my life asking your question, what is the end game of the left? Part of the answer lies in something Barack Obama said in 2008 at a rally. Remember, he was elected in 2008. And he said, we are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America. Joe Biden just said that about a week or two ago, that if I'm elected, we will transform the United States of America. The left wants to transform the United States of America. The right thinks we should only improve it. This transformative idea, this utopian ideal, is the essence of leftism. It overthrows all that is good in its utopian aim for all safe. Safe is a mantra. There is no such thing as a safe life. There is safety in the grave. There is no safe in this life. That is the way it is. If you get married, it's not safe. If you have children, it's not safe. If you go on the road, it is not safe. And that, by the way, is part of the reason a lot of left-wing kids don't get married and don't have children. It's not safe. So I think that is the end game. It's the transformation of the United States of America.
All right, and let's assume that, you know, if Nancy Pelosi has her way with this new $3.3 trillion bill that just passed the House and is now in the Senate, she is interested in just printing money ad infinitum so that, you know, people just stay home and not go to work. I mean, the incentive that they're creating with unemployment, and then people now, some of them actually who are willing to do so, working, you know, in homes and under the table, are making more under this kind of totalitarian regime than they could if businesses opened up. They're creating all kinds of incentives for things that are not part of the capitalist system that we belong to.
Well, that's right. Well, look, they don't. The Democratic Party is no longer liberal. It is leftist, and one of the distinguishing distinctions between left and liberal is the attitude toward the free market. The left has never embraced it, and the liberals always embraced it. So there's one other thing that you said that I smiled when you said it. A distinguishing feature between conservative and left is the moment I hear somebody ask the question you asked, gee, what are the consequences? I know I'm talking to a conservative. There is no asking on the left, gee, what are the consequences? What are the consequences of closing down the economy of the world? And by the way, it was also done by non-leftists, I fully acknowledge. And a liberal regime in Sweden did not do it. I never thought I would say God bless Sweden, but I do now.
Yes.
Sweden, if there is a second wave, will be the most prepared society for a second wave in the world.
And how do you think this ends? I've only got 10 seconds. And when is this going to be over?
Yes, it's not going to be over. Once you get away with authoritarian practices, they will be repeated. This is a dress rehearsal for a police state in the name of global warming.
Wow. Dennis Prager, always great to have you on, Justice. Thanks so much. And still ahead tonight.